This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life.
Good morning, everybody. It's Paul Deesa with the Raw Life Health Show, and the weekend is finally here, and I just want to continue with what I've been talking about a lot lately. A lot of people have been asking me what I do for my diet on a regular basis and how could I make it very practical for everyone. And I want to really show how easy it is to eat a raw food diet for everyone. It doesn't really have to be expensive, and it certainly doesn't have to take much time if you keep things simple and keep things easy. Of course, if you make it more complicated, it's going to be more complicated. But we like to keep it very simple and easy. And I want to give you an example of what I ate today or what I'm going to eat today, because it's early in the morning right now, just to give you an idea of what I do. Now, we enjoy going out to raw food restaurants and having a gourmet raw food meal, but that can be very expensive. And we also don't like that food as much as we like simple tasting food. So our diet has changed a lot over the years, but pretty much right now we're in a groove and we're doing what we love to do, just keeping it very simple. And what I'm doing today actually is I got up very early today. I had a wonderful morning. I did a little exercise, and now I'm going to, then I had I did it after my exercise. My wife made me a green vegetable juice in a Green Star juicer, and in that I had some collards and some spinach, and we also had some, she likes to put apples and lemons in there, and I put a little carrots in there. So I had a nice big glass of vegetable juice that might have been 16 to 20 ounces, and pretty much I could just do that all day. I mean, at this point I just feel very full, and I don't need to eat as much, but I understand the average person or people just getting into this need a lot more than that for this breakfast. Well, I am also going to eat more for breakfast. Even though I feel full, I know I can use more nutrients. So what I have here is I have a papaya that I picked from my tree yesterday, and I only ate half of it with my baby Noah because it was so big. So we have the papaya right here now. Some people might say, well, Paul, you have the luxury of having a papaya tree, so you can go and do that. Well, you know what? If you don't have a papaya tree, go to the store and buy yourself a papaya. It's not that expensive. It's not difficult to get, and I just wrapped it up yesterday because we had half left over. I don't throw any food away, or I do my best not to, because no matter how good of a deal you're getting on food, if you throw it away, there goes the good deal. But this was the best deal because it was free. It grew right from my tree, and I have a half a lime in here. Again, I cut a lime yesterday. I like to have it over my papaya, but I didn't throw the other half away. I saved it knowing I would probably have this today. So that's the first thing. I'm going to finish that off. I'm going to have that for breakfast. And just in case I'm still in the mood for food after that, I have an apple that I didn't even know I had, but I put it in my refrigerator the other day, just knowing that I might want this. And I have this apple here. And then if I do want a snack, which I usually don't snack between breakfast or my first meal and my second meal, but if I did want a snack, I got our bananas here. Now, I like to be very active. I've been riding my bike in the mornings, and bananas are a great food to refuel or even eat on the road, and they don't squish like something else might. Other fruits and vegetables might, like even a papaya. So I stick these. I always have bananas available if I'm in the mood of eating bananas. So I got these good bananas. So I have bananas, and if I'm still really looking for a snack, I mean, I don't like to do dried fruit often, but I found some really nice dates. So bananas and dates, that makes a nice good meal to replenish from doing any particular exercises. Pretty much I'm very active every day of the week. On Saturday, which is my Sabbath, I like to slow down a little, and I still like to rebound, which is jumping on a mini trampoline, but I really keep it much easier on the Sabbath. Other than that, I keep pretty active. And that's another question a lot of people have asked over the years. They say, well, how active are you on a raw food diet, or can you be? Well, let me tell you, I've done over a 100-mile bike race several times on just raw foods, pretty much bananas and watermelon, I remember. And I'm very active. I play sports. I've always played sports. As a matter of fact, for whatever reason, when I'm not active, when I'm traveling, I don't get enough time to exercise. I really do feel lousy. I don't do as well when I'm traveling because I don't get a chance to exercise as much as I like to. But when I'm home, I love to keep very active, and you can keep active. Now, the question of, calories might come in. Do you eat enough calories if you're very active? Of course, the more active a person is, the more calories they're going to need. That's just that's just the way it is. But that's not a reason to eat more food because you're too active. I mean, that's could be considered a form of an eating disorder. Oh, I want to eat more, so I'm just going to be more active. But it's great to be active. So if you're active and you're eating to support your active lifestyle, that's wonderful. But if you're living an active lifestyle to support your eating, that's another story. And so we want to make sure we're living an active lifestyle, we're exercising, we're eating to support our lifestyle, whatever it is. And there's all different types of exercise. So, you know, and certain diets will work better for other people. That's why I say there's not one way to eat for everyone. This is my problem I have with people say there's one way for everyone. Now, we all know raw, ripe, fresh, organic fruits, vegetables, and nuts and seeds are the best for our bodies. But a bodybuilder is definitely going to need different amounts and qualities of food or kinds of food than a swimmer. Or somebody who's running or rides a lot of bike is going to need different kind of foods or nutrients than somebody who's, again, a weightlifter or a wrestler. So we have different types of needs for different things. Now, here's another thing is I did another video about eating raw on a budget. There's a new bowl I just got. It's pretty cool. I'm excited about that. But we talk about eating raw on a budget. Well, this morning we ran out of greens. We had no greens after we juiced in the house. And my wife said, we have no greens here, so what can you do? Well, I went out and just for the sake of this video, everybody, I didn't go out on the Sabbath and buy this. This was I got this yesterday. I went out and I got some greens from the local supermarket. Now I'm going to go to a small supermarket. It's not even a supermarket. It's a bodega or a little vegetable shop. And I'm going to buy the majority of my greens, but I still needed greens for today. So what was I going to do? I went out to my local supermarket and I just got some organic greens, which they're pre-washed. They're not as good as getting it, you know, and washing it yourself. The greens you would buy that are uncut and so on. But still, this is better than nothing. This is organic greens. And so I got that, and I picked up some avocados while I was there. So I spent about, between the greens and that, about $5 or $6. That's all I spent today on food, and that can actually last me 2 days if I wanted to. Another thing I did before I left the house is I looked at what we had around the house, and I decided, you know, salad greens and avocado are okay, but dressing is really what makes it. So this morning I made myself a carrot ginger dressing. What happened was my wife was juicing, and I saw the carrots there, and I had some apple cider vinegar. And some lemon. So I put lemon, apple cider vinegar, and carrots. I put about a half a cup of apple cider vinegar and the juice of a half of lemon and about the juice of 3 to 4 carrots and a little bit of water. And I actually wanted I put a date in there actually as well, because if you look at many of the commercial salad dressings on the market, they all say sugar is one of the main ingredients. A date is really a nice surprise ingredient in a lot of dressings instead of using sugar, because there's a lot of sugar in there, but it's more natural sugar. Now, those amounts are just based what I did. You can make it much thicker and use less amount. You could even not even use carrot juice and just use carrots and blend it in, but then it'll have a little bit more grainy flavor because you'll have the carrot instead of just the juice. So I have here my carrot ginger dressing. Actually, I didn't even put ginger. It's just a carrot dressing. I usually put ginger in here, but I didn't today. So it's a carrot vinegar dressing. And what I'll do is I'll put the salad greens in the bowl with the avocado and just pour that over the top, and that's fine. Now, if I really want to still feel hungry after that, I got this from my tree at home, some ackee. And this is just wonderful. I've taken it out. It's actually, I've had it on another show. It's actually, this is frozen ackee because I froze it last week when I took it off my tree. But you can see another show and see about the ackee and the ackee tree I have. And that's a fatty fruit. It's not a sweet fruit. So it's similar in consistency or taste. It tastes like cheese, but it's a vegetable. But it actually has the nutrient dense or the fatty dense of an olive. So it's not sweet. It's more fatty than sweet. So I got my sugars. I'll get that in the morning right after I do my exercise. And then I'll have my green salad and my ackee with my avocado. If I really want to load up, which I do on my nutrients, I have a little dulse left over here. Dulse sea vegetables, which I like to enjoy. And this is a big bag that we sell here on rawlife.com. But I have some dulse left here. So I like to put dulse. I really love dulse with avocados. It really gives a salty flavor to the salad, so that's wonderful. And then that's pretty much what I do. And then before the sun goes down, or even after the sun goes down, I might have another juice, or I might even make a nut milk, a fresh almond milk. And if it's before the sun goes down, I could even make a banana smoothie if I've done some more activity and need more. Now, I personally don't count calories, and I don't think it's not a necessary or good idea. I think it depends on what person's trying to accomplish. I mean, if I was riding my bike 100 miles a day, I definitely would make sure I'm getting the amount of calories I need to support that type of lifestyle. But I know if I was doing that for a long term, it's a lot of wear and tear on the body. So, you got to be really careful. You don't want to burn out. But for me, as active as I am, I know my body, and we all have to know our bodies of how much we truly need or don't need. So I don't normally count calories. I could tell you every time I do count calories, it usually comes out anywhere between 1,500 to 2,000 calories a day. That's the average of what I normally get. There are days I have less, and there are days I have more. But that's the way I normally do it. And I like to go some days and just juice if possible. And some days, especially if I go to a raw food restaurant, I'll end up eating more. But I don't do that as often as I do this here. But everyone has to do it different. And that's one of the reasons why all these years I haven't spent so much time telling people exactly what I eat on a regular basis, because not only has it changed, and I guarantee everyone out there watching this, the way you're eating now, 5 years from now, you're most likely going to be eating different than you are right now. So it's changed for myself as well. So that's one reason I don't like to indulge too much of what I eat on a regular basis. Another thing is, I remember when I first got into the raw food diet, when I met Dr. Fred Bish, who's been eating raw for 30 years at that point, now almost 50 years. He ate so little, and he's a very active person even still, but he ate so little, and at that time I couldn't eat that little because my body was used to eating cooked foods and heavy foods and bread and so on. If I would have started eating like him right away, I wouldn't have done too well. But I gave it some time, and I let my body cleanse over the years, and now I can eat as little as he did back then and still feel satisfied. Back then I couldn't. Again, we all have different needs, activities, jobs, places, and things to do. So we all have to, look at these things and consider them. I mean, my wife, she eats similar to the way I eat, but again, she's a different person than I am. She's a breastfeeding mother, who's feeding a baby. So obviously she's going to need different nutrients than me, and she's also a woman. I'm a man, so there's different nutrients we might need. So there's not one way for everyone, but there is raw, ripe, fresh, organic fruits and vegetables for everyone. So this is just one of the ways we do it. I'll continue to post some more of our recipes and what we do and how we do it. My wife's going to be posting recipes soon as well. And we have a lot of recipes already on our website on therawlifehealthshow.com. So everybody, I pray that you continue to have a great weekend. Thanks for checking us out. And subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want some more videos. It's here at the top of the video. You can just click on that where it says subscribe here and see some more videos. And if you have any comments or questions, post them below the video. Until then, everybody, have a great day and a great raw life.
Nature's wealth, good for your health. This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life, brighten up your life.